Pronto? Eccoci, ecco. Dicevo buongiorno a tutti.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Vicenzaoro September. This is a very special edition, which has not been easy for IEG in organizational terms, but it is stimulating and it is a big turn for the headquarters of the Vicenza Fair. Investment has quickly led to cranes, scaffoldings, but you're not going to notice that. You're not going to see that because IEG has been able to hide all this away, providing us with the glittering Vicenzaoro in its 70th anniversary. We have published a book at the beginning of the year about the 70th anniversary of Vicenzaoro. So please, before introducing our guests, allow me to tell you a personal note. As a journalist, I've actually been following all the steps that in October 2016 led to the merge between Rimini Fiera and Fiera di Vicenza. 8 years have gone by, and 8 of the 70 years of Vicenzaoro are characterized by the IEG leadership. I remember the two presidents, Lorenzo Cagnoni and Matteo Marzotto. And unfortunately, I would like to recall President Lorenzo Cagnoni, who left us 1 year ago. So the reference shareholders had to give the green light. The mayor and head of the province, Achille Variati, there was a lot of debate because Vicenza would become a minority shareholder. Before, Vicenza owned a small company and now was becoming a minority shareholder of a large company that had the ambition of becoming at least the number 2 in Italy in fairs organization. And later on, Vicenza and IEG wanted to be listed. So at that time, Vicenza feared losing weight in a certain way. But with the present investment that will further improve the headquarters with the removal of the old building and the accomplishment of new, more modern halls, the fear has dissipated, so Vicenza won't be neglected by IEG, that's for sure. Also given the international significance of this fair and of this brand, which has increased in the past few years. Vicenzaoro has become present in Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, Las Vegas, and I have visited the halls there in the past, and I can bear my personal witness to that. So that was my quick historical review of the period, without forgetting the dark years of the COVID pandemics, during which, however, the strategy that is being enacted now was designed. So this gold jewelry exhibition has its artistical projection in the city of Vicenza that is invaded by people coming from all over the world. The Giornale di Vicenza and TVA will be present with their direct news that can be viewed since they're streamed on our website. And you will find also a lot of information about all the protagonists that are here with me today. Let me introduce them, starting from the right. We have the president of Italian Exhibition Group, IEG, Mr. Maurizio Renzo Ermeti. Claudia Piaserico, president of Confindustria Federorafi. Matteo Zoppas, president of Agenzia ICE, the Italian Foreign Trade Commission. Roberto Marcato, Councilor for Economic Development and Production Activities of the region of Veneto, representing Luca Zaia, the governor of the region of Veneto. Then we have Ambassador Fabrizio Lobasso, who's General Vice Director for the promotion of our country and Director for Economic Internationalization at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Giacomo Possamai, the Mayor of Vicenza. Mr. Andrea Nardin, the President of the province of Vicenza. Now let's have a look at the corporate video of IEG.
Presidente Ermeti.
President Ermeti, I was talking about the investment that can be seen here in the headquarters. Would you like to tell us about the state of the art of the investment made here in Vicenza at the fair headquarters? Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this extraordinary edition of Vicenzaoro September. It is a very special edition because it follows on the success and continuous growth of Vicenzaoro. We have more than 1,200 brands represented at this edition. 40% are foreign brands coming from more than 35 countries all over the world. So this can be a growth that depends on a vision, the determined vision of being recognized as the world leader in terms of quality for this industry. And out of this vision, which is an obstinate vision, ideas, projects, and investments have been finalized. And are being acted both in Vicenza and in the rest of the world. So we have a 70-year-old history. Since 1954, we have been active in the gold jewelry industry. In 1971, a decision was made to build a new, modern, fair hall. A building that was referred to as the Aztec pyramid, as the snail. So from this building, exhibits were then transferred to a wonderful new area, since the fair grew in time. Surrounding the Aztec pyramid, new buildings were built, modern buildings, and the hall that used to be the icon of beauty and innovation was no longer functional and was no longer suitable for the prestigious events taking place in Vicenza. too many stairs, too many different levels, difficult to visit. Exhibitors started complaining about that. So as we have heard, the Italian exhibition group took over in 2016. It is a result of the merge between the infrastructures in Rimini and those in Vicenza. And from the very beginning of this new management, we realized that there was a danger, that there was a threat. The danger of missing out on the opportunity of further developing. And we thought, unless we do something, we will leave room to international competition because of the lack of adequate areas to allow for growth. We went through the COVID pandemics. In those years, it was difficult to enact our grand projects. But as soon as the pandemics was over, we immediately reacted and we immediately approved of a development plan that will revolutionize the Vicenza Fair headquarters. And we also revolutionize the experience of buyers and exhibitors. As you've heard before, you're not going to realize that today. Because in the meantime, we have an alternative project to manage the Golden Fairs with temporary halls and a new pathway to visit the fair that will guarantee the international standard of quality everybody's used to. But as a matter of fact, work has already started. And the halls that were an obstacle to our development have already been torn down. And in their place, we have created the necessary space that will be dedicated to the future of Vicenzaoro and of the gold jewelry industry. It is here that a new building will be built, 22,000 square meters, 2-leveled, modern, beautiful, bright, with lifts and escalators. Well, this is a way for us to lay the foundations to keep our leadership in terms of quality in the jewelry industry. We're going to invest 60 million euro, all out of our own pockets, that will guarantee our international position. Our plans and our actions, however, do not envisage only this infrastructural project. To maintain our leadership and to be a tool for the internationalization of Italian companies in this industry, for the third year, IEG will be in Dubai for the third time, organizing the 2024 JGT. We have already been organizing the Singapore International Jewelry Expo in Singapore for 2 years. These two events do not compete against Vicenzaoro, but they are complementary to it and allow us to allow all what IEG organizes in Italy, in Vicenza and Arezzo, to be disseminating and to become known also abroad. So we are pretty active. There are moments when a vision must turn into reality. There are moments when you have to take on today's challenges so that you will be able to grab opportunities in the future. And this is what we're doing. This is what IEG is doing. And we're doing this thanks to our wonderful team, our managers, our employees, all those who work in our company, thanks to the amazing golden team headed by Matteo Farsura, whom I would like to thank for the extraordinary work he's been doing, thanks to Mario Vescovo, our pillar, the pillar of all the pillars that we're going to build with the new building, since he's a coordinator of all these kind of activities. So a big round of applause for all these people who are doing an amazing work. And In the meantime, let's enjoy Vicenzaoro September, and I wish you all a wonderful fair.
Grazie, Presidente.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The floor to the Mayor of Vicenza, Mr. Giacomo Possamai. Can we see the effects of the trade fair in the city? What's your relationship? I mean, if you have a tour in the center of the city, do you realize that the trade fair is on? Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Smiderle and President Ermeti are right. After 8 years, an assessment can be made of the decision to merge the Vicenza and the Rimini trade fairs. The idea was to work together for success, and the assessment is indeed very good. We know that we are good in organizing international fairs. We are having a lot of work on the hardware in the Snail Pavilion. That's an indication that YEG indeed has the intention to make huge investments in the pavilions. Together with the private investments, there are also public investments. In particular, in a few years, it will be possible to get to the trade fair directly by train from the Venice airport. Mr. Marcato, the local minister, is here. It's a sign that there is an attention of the public sector. We'll have a station close to the fair with the high-speed trains. At the same time, the road connection to the Venice city will go on. That shows that we are really looking at the future. We are having infrastructures to go to places of public interest. After 70 years, we can look at the future with confidence. The president stated that the relationship between the city and the trade fair is very important. That is based on economics, but also on exchanges. I mean, those who proposed the idea, Mr. Iovine, is being supported because it's a good idea of the right relationship between the city and the trade fair and with the buyers. We can do something more. We are working on that with the IEG in order to propose cultural events. It's 70 years that Vicenza is the city of gold, but indeed the awards have to be kept alive. That's why we have a lot of initiatives planned in order to renovate the relationship between the trade fair and the city. So with all of my heart, enjoy the trade fair. Thank you.
Grazie al Sindaco Possamai.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. The fair is the city of the province of Vicenza. So I'd like to invite the president of the province of Vicenza, Mr. Andrea Nardin, to tell you about that relationship. Well, this is a very nice trade fair. It is in the heart of all the people living in the province of Vicenza, from north to south. We join our hands to congratulate IEG for the fair of the future. With all the infrastructural changes, we'll host the same number of exhibitors. So let's join our hands for those who are working to that end. We heard about the demolition of the Snail. That seemed to be a utopia. Then we decided to do that while maintaining the same level. That looked also even more difficult. Those who worked know that this is the outcome of a lot of dedication and efforts. As the president of the province of Vicenza, I'd like to thank you for that. Thank you very much for investing in this community. And things do not happen by chance. This is not only due to the history of the province, but also to the present and the future that was outlined by the mayor. This is a very fertile ground for investments. We have thousands of companies, of crafts, workers, employees, important stylists, major companies who can reconcile craftsmanship and technology. Hence, the seed you have sown here was a good one because Vicenza is at the height of this challenge. Mr. Smiderle made a comparison. We say that it's usually better to play the league and be one of the players. We are not playing in the league. We are working and playing in the European Championship. So we have to be happy and proud to be part of this team. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Nardin. Now, let's speak with a person who has been animating this trade fair, i.e. the jewelers, the exhibitors, the people who have been inventing beauty for decades. This is the fair of beauty. Mrs. Claudia Piaserico, President of Federorafi. To be competitive, companies have to create beautiful jewels, but they also have to be able in communicating, doing marketing. So what is the state of the art? What about the beauty of jewels and what about communication? Well, thank you very much. The idea of made in is self-evident. As for beauty, you know, we know that communication might be an issue, and sometimes we had to, you know, repent the fact that we had not been very good communicators. We are better than the past. We communicated the beautiful and well-made for years. Now it's high time to put a content into that and communicate that to the audience. What do we mean by beautiful? Well, something that we have to be able to demonstrate. We have a lot of international partners. We know that the made in Italy is well acknowledged in cuisine, in fashion, but it has a long way to go in the field of jewelry. This we said a few years ago. That's why we try to innovate with a new project. I'd like to thank ICE and the dear friend Matteo Zoppas. Without them, this achievement would not have been possible. They believed in this initiative more than in the past. We invested in direct communication to a younger target. We used the TikTok channel and the social media. We also collaborated with 5 international influencers who had a journey through our community. We remapped Italy and we made a sort of treasure chase from Torre del Greco, Valenza, Vicenza, and so on. They could tell what goes on in our companies and the reason why the made in has a higher value. We can propose a plus, something which makes us more competitive so that we can be chosen by the market regardless of the competitors. That campaign was closed last June. During the first 3 weeks, there were 1 million visitors to the site with 6 million impressions. So all in all, it was a successful campaign. For the time being, is only targeted to the US and the UK. You are watching pictures concerning an event held last Tuesday in Venice during the cinema exhibition, thanks to the Undersecretary Mr. Bergozzoni and Mrs. Varigia, President of Cinecittà. Federorafi could exhibit the jewelry sector in the movie sector. We were really free in terms of manufacture and creation, and we were interested to create the little statue for the Lollobrigida Award, which will be given to an artist, be it a photographer, a sculptor, an actor, or in any other art field. The statute will be given to those who is able to describe and implement the contamination among the different forms of art, be it a jewelry artist or a photographer or a sculptor. The Italian art culture should translate into something beautiful. That is contamination of different forms of communication, so that the jewels can be mentioned also in other fields. And that was an extraordinary team work. And I'm very proud because people usually complain that the jurors are not able to work in a team. From creation to implementation, Vicenza companies were involved, collaborating for 1.5 years in order to make this statute. It's made of bronze, 24K gold glittering with mother of pearl and diamond dust. It's the outcome of innovation and craftsmanship. Anytime we say that made in is the perfect combination of tradition and innovation, that's the best sign of that. Thank you very much.
Grazie alla Presidente Piaserico.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Piaserico. It's 70 years of Vicenza Fair. Let's have a video clip now.
Ambasciatore Lobasso, ha capito che siamo...
Ambassador Lobasso, this is an international fair. You work for the Foreign Affairs Ministry. What can the ministry do for us?
Grazie mille.
Thank you very much. A very warm welcome to all the authorities, to the dear friends and colleagues and the audience. Indeed, congratulations for this event. I mean, you immediately feel its holistic, multidimensional nature, which is very much appreciated. I just browsed through the program of the fair, and there are very interesting events and activities which really contribute to join us in a sort of system. Let me put a touch of romanticism. I am from Naples, and I remember as a child to walk through the jewelry borough, and there were many artisans. They were virtuous people. They put virtuosity in jewelry making. Indeed, it's very good to conclude this introduction with my speech. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Farnesina, is indeed the knight to defend internationalization, together with all the other ministries. You know, what makes a company international? What's behind that? I posed this question to myself, and I answered. There is something that we can help us become international. That is our values. These are very deep values, very Italian values. That indeed can be translated into many different things depending on the countries, the time of history, and the initiatives. About jewelry, well, that is an industry which has so many values, and they are indeed the basis of our success, things we admire. This is the basis for our soft power, in particular when we speak about trade partnerships. Beauty, with a capital B, is not to be underestimated. Beauty creates beauty. It's contaminated, can be translated into many initiatives. Communication, the object, why and how something has been made. Just think about tradition. It's nice to tell the history behind jewels or manufacts in general. People like histories. We become children again. That's a strong point for us. And we have a lot of traditions in this country. All jewels might be referred to ancient history, the dynamics of families and dynasties. Mrs. Piaserico, rightly so, reminded us the balance between technology and craftsmanship. We should never lose sight of the poetry in the person, in the hands of the person who creates the manufacture. That will never be replaced by technology. That is full of value because it brings passion with itself, something which cannot be replaced by a machine or by artificial intelligence. So it's a team effort, like a choir, which exists in the supply chain. And as we heard about the little statue of the Lollobrigida Award, contributed to combine many different persons working for 1 year and a half. So this working together has nothing to do with competition or hierarchy. It's a functional collaboration. Every person can give his or her own contribution, which is key to achieve a final object. Let me conclude with a short comment. I like to find the original meanings of words. The word lusso, which means luxury, how comes that sometimes it is considered negative, as if it were opposed to poverty? Luxus in Latin means the abundance of delicious things, starting from nature down to object. That means the abundance of beautiful things. So lusso, luxury, is an injection of abundant beauty. So don't forget then that when we offer our messages, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is present and helpful with his strength, responsibility, the departments. We are working together as a system, as you do as a trade fair. So let's remain in touch. You are our pride. Thank you very much.
Grazie all'ambasciatore Lobasso per...
Thanks, Mr. Ambassador Lobasso, for this ideal journey. As for communication, let's see a clip of the extraordinary Italian jewelry video clip.
What makes the gold and the jewelry here in Italy so special and unique?
Qui in Torre del Greco sono oltre 200 anni che seguiamo la lavorazione del corallo.
Hello everybody. Welcome to Arezzo, the city of gold.
I think the synergy between the gems and the jewelry manufacturer that are here in Vicenza is a very strong combination.
So machine-made chains are born here in Vicenza area.
È nostra intenzione dimostrarvi che si può produrre la bella oreficeria italiana in modo sostenibile.
Questa bellezza.
Such beauty, such originality, this is what we sell all over the world. And depending on the economy, we sell a lot, we sell less, but we got the man of the figures here with us, Mr. Matteo Zoppas, the president of ICE. So, which is the state of art of export, and which are the prospects for the future? Well, first of all, good afternoon, everybody. And I would like to welcome you. I would like to greet our Councilor, Andrea Marcato, the President. Thank you very much to the Mayor, Giacomo Possamai. Thank you very much to the President of AEG, Mr. Ermeti. Congratulations, because when there is an expansion, this means that the figures are positive and we are confirmed in our efforts. So thank you very much, President Piaserico. You're doing an excellent work. Thank you very much to our ambassador, Mr. Fabrizio. Thank you for your cooperation that promotes the growth and safeguards made in Italy products. And we're doing this through two main channels: promotion and development. I would like to greet all the authorities represented here, also the ones representing the military and our new parliament member and Honorable Lezzotto. Thank you very much for being here. So you've seen the video that recalls what President Piaserico was telling us before. Things are changing, our tools are changing, and we have to keep up with this change. And we cannot but make use of the most modern tools to promote Made in Italy. So we need to digitize, to tell about the characteristics of our nation and all the achievements in the different industries characterized by Made in Italy products. 625 billion is the Italian export, on line with the previous year, 2023 versus 2022. What is happening in 2024, notwithstanding all the difficulties that characterize this year, we are still doing quite well with only a -1% compared to the previous year. It is true we have a -6% in June. It is true that Germany has redefined their GDP from +1.5 to +0.9. I think this is a very sad information, but there's also something positive. We're actually growing. We're growing by approximately 30% in export compared to 2019, prior to the black swans. And we're doing this, first of all, thanks and due to the cleverness and the resilience and the capabilities of our entrepreneurs. I mean, if we are here to talk about Made in Italy with better figures compared to others, this is due to the fact that our entrepreneurs have always been very active during the pandemics, during the post-war period, supported by our government. So, first of all, thank you very much to ICE, the Italian Foreign Trade Commission, that is doing an amazing job. Mr. Lorenzo Galanti, the director of ICE, is here with us, together with Matteo Mazzini, who's head of your industry, of your compartment. And let me explain you what ICE does. Well, the country system, so-called Sistema Paese, supports small enterprises, small and medium enterprises. Of course, also large enterprises, but especially small and medium enterprises. So I would like to ask all entrepreneurs to get more information about what Sistema Paese does. Entrepreneurs, managers. I've been an entrepreneur, I've been a manager, I've made some experience also in Confindustria. And when I became the president of the ICE, I realized that I didn't know exactly what ICE does and what Sistema Paese does. Sistema Paese supports small and medium enterprises in their internationalization process. We have a compartment which is worth 10.9 billion euros of production abroad in 2023, with the growth by 10 percentage points compared to the previous year. And today, the growth is 50% year over year. For sure, the geopolitical situation is such that Turkey is doing super well. Therefore, figures are to be downsized, but they're still positive. So what I meant to say is that this compartment is something we can be proud of in the compartment food and fashion, automotive, B2B technologies, and of course aerospace as well, which is an important compartment.
Questa cosa può crescere se siamo tutti insieme, se facciamo squadra.
But of course we can win only if we're a team, and being a team means that we, representing the government, have to work together with entrepreneurs, those entrepreneurs who want to grow. 625 billion euros, 1/3 of our GDP. Increasing this figure means having a very important consequence on employment. And we do this with activities that support promotion and development. Promotion is storytelling of Made in Italy, so that when you go abroad, customers are willing to buy our products, because you need to make your products known, provide a storytelling, tell about the origin, providing all those elements that are fundamental for a purchase. And when we talk about development, we mean creating business matching conditions so that demand can meet supply, so that this compartment, 10.7 billion euro worth of, to become even more positive. And this can be done through research, development, and innovation. That is what we present during the business matching meetings. So we support Made in Italy because day after day our entrepreneurs are able to renew themselves at a higher speed compared to the speed of those that copy our products. And of course, our entrepreneurs need all our support so that at the business matching moment, we're not competing with the so-called Italian-sounding products, which is our enemy number one. We have to fight against this to safeguard our entrepreneurs. Take the food industry. 50%, or better said, 100% of products on the market are Italian-sounding. So it is the big foe, the big enemy. At this fair, we give a contribution working as a system together with Confindustria, the jewelry compartment, with Claudia Piaserico, with IEG, to select the buyers to be invited to the fair. And this is a culmination of the fair, because if exhibitors at the fair find the right buyers, then business matching has been successful. We bring a significant number of importers and buyers, and this is one of the most important moments for us to show what we can do. Then when we go abroad, ICE organizes collective exhibitions, missions, bringing entrepreneurs abroad to different fairs. We have many offices abroad that become our tentacles in the area, that perceive which are the best customers and select them. These are just some of the things that we do. In Italy, we bring 1,100 buyers per year in your industry, and we do the same also for all the other industries, depending on the different situations. So ICE is here, Sistema Paese is here, under the guidance of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, together with SACE, Simes, Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, and every one of us plays his or her role and provides services. Please get all the information about this. And I would like to conclude by saying that Sistema Paese is not just related to government agencies. The whole government is actually giving priority to export for the economic consequences that all this has for our country. Starting from Italy, where the Made in Italy Ministry creates competitiveness to go abroad. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I do not want to steal the talk of Ambassador Lobasso, but I believe I can say that when we go abroad, diplomacy organizes a very important network of relationships, and all other ministries are working hard so that we will further expand. So thank you very much for being such an important platform for the 625 billion euro that are created in terms of export worldwide. And I would like to thank all the institutions represented here for what they do to create this moment, which is not just a matter of turnover, but which has an intrinsic value. And we know that worldwide there are countries that have a higher turnover, but do not have the same significance and cannot boast the very same brand that we can express in the world. Thank you. Thank you very much, President Zoppas, for this very exhaustive analysis that has lights and shadows, but for sure gives us strength for the Italian companies. So I believe that the Councilor Roberto Marcato is now the best person to come and talk to us of the Veneto situation and of the significance of the weight of the jewelry industry in Veneto. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be here with us today. President Zaia, Governor Zaia, tried until the very last to come and be here with us today, but unfortunately he did not make it due to previous commitments. But we've got here with me Chiara Luisetto and Luisa Cavenago, colleagues in our regional council. Please allow me also to say that for many years I've been working together with Elena Donazzani, and it is a great pleasure to see her here. Talking about figures, Veneto, in this compartment, has 1,221 companies, more than 6,000 employees, of which 873 are artisanal companies. 51.4% of this is located in Vicenza, with about 5,000 employees. So almost all these companies can be found in this area. Our cluster export amounts to 2.1 billion euro. We're talking about big numbers. Think that the Veneto export reached a record in 2023, unparalleled record, and also in 2024, our region is giving very interesting results. The overall export in this compartment in Veneto amounts to 2.6 billion euro, with a plus 16.3% compared to the previous year. So we are talking of a very healthy economy. Notwithstanding the critical issues Mr. Zoppas, President Zoppas mentioned before, notwithstanding these difficulties, Veneto still boasts sustained growth with the significant number of new jobs. There are some issues, of course, so the most important task for a politician is to enable development. Entrepreneurs, especially Veneto entrepreneurs, know how to do their job. They do not need any influence. They need to be free and light and lean. So we have to support them so that we can go on with a very strong economy. And this is the reason why our region has enacted several initiatives that we believe will further support Veneto in being a leading region in our country. We have a plan with more than 500 million dedicated to the technological and innovative modernization of our companies. In a short while, we will present a strong plan for credit, which we know is a problem for small and micro companies. Then, of course, energy transition. We are all involved in the energy transition. And we have presented an energy plan that will be debated in the Council with amazing regional, national and European resources amounting to 7.3 billion euro. An energy plan that cannot resolve the problems of our country, but of course, we have unfair competition as far as energy costs are concerned compared to other countries. Just a few figures to give you an idea of this gap. Compared to Spain, we pay a plus 68%, Germany plus 29%, France plus 71%, just for energy costs for our companies. Another issue is the legal framework. We have a new bill for trade that includes everything that has to do with trade for the region of Veneto, providing entrepreneurs with a significant simplification. And I'm very proud of the investment attraction plan. Veneto is an exporting region, but also needs to attract investment. We have finally succeeded in organizing a special logistics area in Marghera so that Veneto can benefit from different entrepreneurial initiatives. So this is our challenge. Our entrepreneurs are extraordinary, and we do not want to give up when confronted with difficulties. We have always demonstrated our capability of identifying issues, understanding their size, tackling them and finding solutions. And we are unparalleled in this. Thank you. Thank you very much, Councilor Marcato. Well, talking about Made in Italy, Adolfo Urso, the Minister for the Made in Italy Ministry, has sent us a message which we are going to read out. Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to thank President Ermeti for inviting me, and I would like to greet the audience. I apologize for not being present in person. Vicenzaoro is an event that has not only marked the history of the Italian jewelry industry, but still represents an excellence of Made in Italy. Since 1954, the year of the first edition, this fair has shown to the world the creativity, the innovation that characterize the jewelry industry. This year, with more than 1,200 exhibitors coming from 35 different countries and with a significant international representation, more than 40% of the exhibitors, we expect an event that is not only going to celebrate our excellence, but will guide the whole industry towards the future. The Heritage for Tomorrow, the title of this edition, shows that we must be able to connect to the solid roots of the past, the innovation which every Made in Italy product needs. Being the Minister of Enterprises, I'm very proud of the role played by the jewelry industry in promoting the image of Italy worldwide, significantly contributing to the growth of our economy. I'm also sure that the wonderful items in your show windows will incentivize young people to work in this industry, with a tradition that should be continued and passed down to other generations through schools and academies. The variety of the offer and the presence of all the different facets of the jewelry industry make this appointment a global reference, which from high jewelry to diamonds and precious gemstones, contemporary design, and the most modern solutions for packaging and visual merchandising covers every possible facet of the value chain, opening up new possibilities of exchange and cooperation. Welcome to Vicenzaoro, an experience dense with the emotions and success that has been enriching us for the past 70 years. Thank you very much, Minister Adolfo D'Urso. Thank you very much. Now we are all looking forward to visiting this exhibition. I would like to thank President Ermeti, President Piaserico, President Zoppas, Assessor Marcato, Ambassador Lobasso, Mayor, and I would like to invite to the stage our Prefect, Mr. Salvatore Caccamo, the President of the Chamber of Commerce of Vicenza, Mr. Giorgio Zuccato, and the IAG team with the Managing Director Corrado Peraboni, Councilor Alessandro Marchetti, Chief Corporate Officer Carlo Costa, Chief Business Officer Marco Carniello, Director Operations Mario Vescovo, Global Exhibition Director Matteo Farsura, and Product Marketing and Communication Manager Michela Amenduni.
E anche il consigliere Maresi, mi dico che non era. Grazie. Ecco, è quel momento. Lascialo. Ecco, allora, ci avviciniamo, è il momento, via. Via. E buona Vicenzaoro a tutti.
Enjoy your Vicenzaoro.